Welcome to Snow Talk. Brian Good here on this Wednesday. A lot to cover, and I have a limited amount of time, so let me get right to it. Snowboard. We'll talk about this weekend system into the weekend, especially into Monday, the 14th and 15th. I'll cover that, and then we'll touch base at least on the 19th. It's getting busy. All right, today, cloud cover breaking up, decent amount of sunshine, cold sunshine though. The Arctic front is now located just to our west, across portions of Illinois, all the way through Missouri into Kansas and Oklahoma. Now, there's a low on the tail end of that. That's where the snow shower is a little more prevalent on the radar. That is going to track with the front south and east, so a lot of that energy will go south of us. All we'll have is the actual front itself that will be passing through here, and there's not a lot to work with. Could still give us, I've seen it many times, squeeze out a few periods of snow flurries, maybe in a snow shower, mainly light flurries moving through here. It happens quite often in Arctic plunges. So the models are not going to see it very well, but it wouldn't surprise me. Not a big deal. Okay, just make sure I'm stressing that. Future cash shows today into the 40s. Tonight, the Arctic front moves in. Even the RPM's not even detecting the flurry chance, but that risk will be there. And then we're back into sunshine, but chilly sunshine on Thursday. Here's one of the WRF models. This is the NMM model, the NIM model. And it is showing, I'm sorry it's cut off here a little bit, but this is today, this afternoon. We top out into the 40s, as you just saw there a few moments ago. Let me change all wands so you can see it a little better. And then tonight, it drops us down to about 28, 29, which is about where our forecast is at the moment here in Louisville, and then only about 34 to 35 tomorrow. It is also showing the chance for some very light, these are DBZ numbers if you're into radar talk, but very light moisture on the radar, potentially as this comes into play, and this would be very close to sunrise, likely just before the sun comes up, is when the moisture, if there's any at all flurry action, it would be at that point, okay? The other WRF model, the ARW, showing dry, but temperature-wise, very, very similar. 40s all the way down to the 20s, and then up to only about 34, 35 as we head into Thursday, and even colder on Friday. When you look at the moisture levels, this is always a good indicator of any chance for flurries or even some snow showers. Look at 700 level moisture. For tomorrow, drying out, so we will go back into a partly cloudy and then a mainly sunny sky tomorrow once the front moves on by, and that could be as early as sunrise. We will be able to enjoy that. Now, late tomorrow night, late Thursday night into Friday, there's another little wave that'll pass the Ohio Valley. 700 level moisture does increase a bit across Illinois, right along 64 into West Virginia. So I've added a very small chance for a few flurries later tomorrow night, very early on Friday. You can see the deeper moisture across Indiana and Ohio. That's where your better chance for snow showers will be, but it can't run a few flakes even flying here in the northern part of wave country. That leads us into the upcoming weekends, the one everyone's been talking about. All right, so here's the deal with this. These are other different models. Here's the GFS, Euro, and Canadian. Here are the ensembles of the same ones. This white line is your typical rain snow line. Two areas of low pressure we are facing. One will track to our north, and one will track right on its heels to the south. And the spacing of the two is kind of key in how the models are handling how this is going to play out for Saturday night all the way through Monday. This is going to be early on Sunday morning, late Saturday and early Sunday morning. GFS is the rain snow line right over us, Euro north of us, and the Canadian tad to the south. When you look at the ensembles of those, general agreement on what they have for their counterparts. Certainly the Canadian is the colder one of the three. Then we into Sunday afternoon. Now, this is where the speed differences begin to show up. GFS is quicker with the first low moving on by. Already begins to push the colder area in by Sunday afternoon and evening. The Euro doesn't even have the second low in yet, so we're warming up to a rain deal. The rain snow line's north of us. And then the Canadian has the first low to our east, the second one way to the south, but it's a colder look to it. When you look at the ensembles of these, this would be a rain to snow deal. Very much matches the Euro a little better too on the ensembles. And even the Canadian is warmer than the actual Canadian model run that came in last night. But it's obvious that the speed's going to be a big factor here on this. Even as we into Monday, with that second wave coming through, the second of the two pieces, I should say. GFS has it as certainly a rain to snow deal, into the snow. Euro's catching up. Canadian is on par as well with that idea. So it's really a track situation as well as temperature profile, because yes, you're going to have a warm flow coming out of the south. Just about every model is showing the warm flow. The question then is the cold air, since it's colder, more dense, heavier, is it going to stick closer to the ground to give us more of a mixed deal for a while before the warm layer warms up to rain, and then we'll get cold backlash? Or is the warm surge not going to be able to get that intense because the low is tracking too close to us? A lot of questions. It's a complicated setup. I would not bet on one scenario right now, and I would not say all snow. I would not say all rain. I would say rain or snow is a safe bet, and I would go with that. Is my advice. Here's an example. Here's the Euro showing the potential low paths. This is going to be for Sunday, early Sunday. You see the first low, it's just potential path moving to our north. The second low already taking shape across portions of Oklahoma. And then as we head into Sunday night, you see the second low track seems to be the kicker here on this especially. It ranges from anywhere from around Nashville up through central areas of Illinois. That is the range of the track that it could be. Obviously a more southern track would put us a little more into the mixed deal, if not go into snow a little quicker. The more northerly track would keep it mainly all rain until the very, very end and very little on the snow side. So the model still needs some time in the oven, as I say, to kind of figure this out. So stay tuned. Could be significant snow, certainly for the Midwest, the upper Ohio Valley, but the lower Ohio Valley, including our area, just too iffy, guys, and too early. All right, then we have this next Arctic plunge. Everyone, I'm looking at social media now, it's blowing up. Second Arctic plunge. GFS and Euro came in with this around the 14th and 15th. Euro came in really cold, operational. The Ensemble, though, not as brutal, and it matches the GFS a little more, too. So, Ensembles is the way to go. It's going to get colder. I'm not buying yet the drastic nature there of the Euro just yet. We'll give it some more time and see how the future runs look today. And then as we head toward later this month, say around the first day of winter on the 21st, the cold air does ease a bit, but that also means with warmer air getting into the pattern, especially in the Central Plains, larger storm systems could form. And then things get really wild as we head to Christmas week. That's it for now. Have a good day.